Day 4 of the Metropark Hotel quarantine. Guests at the Wanchai Hotel have been in isolation ever since one man on the 11th floor was found to have contracted Mexican swine flu last week. The mood inside the property had grown tense after information was slow to filter through to guests and confusion had set in. Concerns over insufficient food, water and cleanliness had also made matters worse. One Hong Konger, Nicholas Tse, who was visiting friends when the quarantine came into effect, called us by phone today to explain the most recent conditions.
Yeah, it's a lot better in terms of the kind of necessities we're getting from social welfare. You know, like they've brought in herbal bath and washing detergents and some playing cards. And yeah, I mean, I think overall we pretty much supplied well in terms of what we need. The food today's was actually pretty bad. It's still like the Chinese sort of takeaway, but today was a lot of pasta that was pretty dry and stale. I mean, I'm not a fussy eater, so I did eat a bit of it, but it wasn't the most enjoyable. Sanitation for now has been adequate. I mean, they've been clearing out the rubbish from the hallways, and then someone came in to change the towels and clean up the bathroom today. People working below, they don't really have a uniform or badges to identify who they are. You know, they're on their the sort of safety gowns, so it's really hard to tell who's working for who and what they're actually there for. For the last couple of days, they've been coming to our rooms at around 10 o'clock in the morning to check our temperature. That's been only happening once a day, even though before they said they'll be checking 3 times a day. Then we go down to get some breakfast, which consists of mostly just like the buns you buy from bakery, with the sausage inside or some cream, or that's pretty much our breakfast. They haven't really made any sort of instructions or effort on how we should be taking care of ourselves. I think most of us are quite confident that none of us are carrying the flu, so we're all quite comfortable with, mingling with one another. I mean, I've seen many hotel guests who have their doors open to let other guests come in and mingle, especially now that they're supplying us with lots of beer. Yeah, last night many of the guests were just, socializing and having a good time, not worrying too much. There's a Korean man I guess he's got some contracts that are worth billions of dollars he's supposed to sign yesterday and today, and obviously he can't get out to get them signed, and so he's been quite a vocal one and causing quite a scene at times downstairs. I don't know if I'm optimistic. I'm just a matter of waiting it out. I think I'm just waiting for more direct contact from the government or the officials, on what's happening, because for the most part it's still us relying on the media, going online, watching TV.
Another trapped guest, Mark Moore, who took this footage inside the hotel, told us that matters were improving, but that he thought that government policy shouldn't have been so heavy-handed.
I think the government authorities are trying to do the best they can, and it's noticeably getting better and more organized. I mean, they've basically pulled together a makeshift organization and operation in a very short period of time. I mean, it's never going to be 100% from the start. Sure, they could have done some things better, could be better organized, but they're trying to do what they can. The question mark I have is not the efforts of the staff, the government staff that are trying to run an operation downstairs. It's more a question of the government policy at the senior levels. Why are we here in the first place? Because nobody, sure, test everyone, see if anyone is showing symptoms, but then allow people to go home, notify their authorities in their home countries so that they can then be supervised in their home countries. If they develop symptoms, then can be dealt with wherever they live. I mean, obviously, it's our health as well, so if we were to develop symptoms, of course, we would seek treatment. But whilst we have no symptoms, it's impossible for us to pass on anything we may have contracted to anyone else, because we're not sick. So this is, in my view, just a PR exercise of government showing the world that they've clamped down, that they're playing hard, and it's not another epicenter like there was for SARS in 2003. I say again, I just want to go home.
For the South China Morning Post, this is James Moore.